Hello once again. Today we're continuing our series on the tucked away and overlooked details and stories in Skyrim. Now that we've explored each of the 9 holds, let's move on to the DLCs. Up first is the Forgotten Vale from the Dawnguard DLC. This ancient snow elf refuge is certain to have some secrets to uncover. Remember to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get started. First up, atop a large, jagged piece of icy rock, we find, shockingly, a skeleton. But this one has a few interesting features. Firstly, it has a snowberry bush growing out of it. Perhaps this fellow had been enjoying a nice fruity snack before his demise. However, in the hand of the skeleton, we find a ring. Clearly, this was very purposefully placed, but why? Why was this person raising this ring up? And how did they die like this? A most peculiar mystery indeed. And now, from a mystery to a tragedy. Once again, we come across a skeleton, this one sitting next to some loot we may wish to plunder. He even has a lovely enchanted weapon laid across his lap for us. However, upon approach, we will discover exactly what led to this poor soul's death. An ice wraith will appear to do to us exactly what it had done to our friend here. Unfortunately for it though, we won't be going down quite as easily. Next up, we are taking a dive under the lake. This lake is full of little things to discover, skeletons, chests, all telling their own stories. There's the skeletons of those trying to escape the dragonfire, of people trying to save their valuables, of those same valuables leading to their demise. But what we are here to see is closer to the center of the lake. Here we can see just how fearsome the dragons who reside here really are. We find countless bones piled here. At least, I would assume these were due to the dragons. For all we know, the snow elves themselves used to dump bodies here, or perhaps a mighty battle once took place on this very spot. It's hard to say for sure, but given the incomplete nature of the skeletons we find, how haphazardly scattered they are, and the small area they are mostly contained in, it does lead me to more of an animalistic feeding area train of thought. Now, despite what I said earlier about skipping over the rest of the skeletons around the lake, there is one more I want to check out. Of course, most of these we can attribute to the dragons, or perhaps the wildlife, the farmer, or the cold weather. But this one is very different. We find 2 skeletons here. One holding fire resist potions, obviously to defend themselves from the dragon. However, the one next to it has a great sword plunged into its back. An elven great sword. This is what appears to be simple, cold-blooded murder. But why? Was our dragon-fearing friend here trying to sacrifice his fellow snow elf to the dragons to spare himself? Another mystery we may never have an answer to. And finally, we have a very small detail, but a very out-of-the-way one. Above a farmer hut in a place no one would really have any reason to go, is what appears to be some sort of altar. Not the strangest thing we've ever come across, but why the farmer would create an altar to a troll, I have no idea. Perhaps this isn't religious and this is some sort of memorial to a friend or a pet or something. Maybe something similar to the Dunmer's ancestral worship practices. Another mystery, but certainly an interesting one to consider. And that is it. Another 5 things you may have missed in Skyrim. And some of you may have expected the Paragon crystals to be included in this video, but I wasn't entirely sure if they really fit the criteria or how well known they were. So If you would like a dedicated video on the crystals and where the portals they open lead, then leave a comment down below and leave a like and subscribe and all that good stuff, and I may make just that. But for now, I'll see you in the next video.